How y'all doing? I want to tell y'all, I hope y'all having a good evening, enjoying yourself though. Cause it's you ain't living when you ain't enjoying your life. You just ain't living. You up there worried about tomorrow and what it coming. You know what I'm saying? We gonna always worry about another day. But how we conquer the day is important. But I used to tell them, if you going over there hanging over to Weedy house, and then you get mad at me because I'm over here at Junebug's house, or we over at John Nail's house, and we over here chilling, Hey, homie, we used to rock like this back in the day. My homies, we got somewhere, we chill, we fight together, we hang out. We was over there at that dinner table, playing them dominoes, And if you get to dominoes and you can't take an ass whooping, they used to say, if you can't sit at the bone table and you can't take no crap, don't sit down here acting like you don't know no better, because I'm going to take you to church. I'm like, woo-wee. Somebody, you scared? Y'all scared? They used to say, no, I ain't scared. And they take themselves right into the fire. My mama used to tell me, there you go instigating stuff. And then when they all want to turn on you, you run down the street again. Don't get mad. Well, the officer over there just tell them, you want to play bones, you got to learn how to play with. You take that little word as you can't, then you got to leave the table, man. And they was over there. I can take it. And so, anyway, one over there talking about, yeah, I'm winning. I'm tied it up on this table. And so I was like, what you winning? You ain't winning nothing, but you need to go read the math and go back and add it up, because if I'm looking at it, you basically losing. But you over here been trying to downgrade me like we gonna fight over these dominoes and these bones. No, I ain't fighting over no bones. I'm gonna tell you right this, I call the Pope. I don't mind calling. I'll call them in. Because when it comes down to it, they taking your ass to jail because you got mad over some bones. No, you got mad because your man gone. You was mad because you got your man taken back up in the day. You still mad about that same old stupid stuff happened a long time ago. See, your man went over to old girl's house and you still mad because you know what's up, homie. You mad because my friend went over to the, homie house and then they did what they did. You still mad. You better get over that past. I'm going to tell y'all something. If you living in the past, you still mad about, well, so-and-so did me wrong back in the day. You took my man. You got too close to my man. You did too much. I'm like, girl, go over there and water that flower plant and go over there and sit on another story, because one thing I don't do, I don't fight over no man. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what I'm saying? You got these over here, that boy, they'll take you down there. This one girl said, I'll take you down in the back and tie you to the back of my car and take the skin off that ass. And I fight over my man. I like, oh, girl.
That man, you must be that man gonna show you a lesson one day. That man gonna leave you because you too tight with that man. You ready to take a B out because, well, I see your man over there looking at me, and so he wanted this, and so I went over there and I did it because you got mad. You don't want to drop nobody. You know what I'm saying? You stay with somebody for life, and then they gonna cheat on you and stuff, you man. And then you got mad because you did all them 30 years and that sucker was over there laying with Lele for 15. Man, I could have told you, but listen, though. So you gonna tell me you knew he cheated on me all this time and none of y'all said a doggone thing? I ain't no player hater. I hate to say it. Back in the day, we wasn't player haters. You know what I'm saying? We cold. If you go out and you do some dirt, yes, I should have told if it was my friend, but I'm going to tell you something. Friends come a dime a dozen, but real homies, they get it out of people's business. That ain't my karma, what your man do or your woman. Because if she didn't love you or he didn't love you, he wouldn't be down there laying up with Lele or over there with Cuckoo trying to tell you to come home tonight. Shoot, I'd have told him where to go. Yeah, man, I don't care if you got a tricycle. I ain't come back to that nasty house and clean it up for you. And then you over there laying with her, let her do it. See, that's what happens. And then you got a woman over here talking about, well, we can share him. Share what? You talking about share what? Oh, baby, no. Even if there was like a whole tribe of nice crickets running around me, I still wouldn't want all of the tribe because I recognize that ain't me, man. You know what I'm saying? That's when you want to pollute something. You want to tear up something. You know, these kids, they got a witness that I can change the world with my, no, you need to go over there and change the world and take that thing in another direction because it have made all these babies and you ain't took care of none. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be like, why you women over there just running after the man talking about, oh, I got this man, and I'm laughing at y'all because really you ain't got nothing because technically he was married to her, and then over there y'all down the line there's another 10 baby mamas, and y'all wonder like, well, we rich. At the end of the day, you ain't rich because this person
didn't go and didn't get no money. So what you gonna do now? See, you thought you gonna get up in there and have a baby, and then you had this baby by the league, baby. And man, you need to make sure the man rich first before you gonna take him down to the altar, man. You know, some people get married and then their man don't make the league and they mad and stuff. You know, I'm like, well, doggone it, what was you being, a gold digger? Was you a gold digger? No, I wasn't a gold digger, I was a real one. If I told you from the start, that don't make me no gold digger. I'm bigger like this. If a homie want to strut and we gotta understand it from the top, that ain't a gold digger. That's a straight up businessman that just want a hoe. And I ain't the one, cause I was on that strictly. I don't need it because it never was that important. You know, my grandma used to say, you spend more time like that, you gonna have all these babies like I did. You know, grandma, we ain't doing all the babies now. That's a lot of babies, man. That's like, you talking about 23 babies, 24 babies? No. I think I'll pass. You know what I'm saying? Technically, that's a lot of babies. I probably would have gave out probably number 3 at the most. Maybe 4 at the minimum. But then I'm going to take 24. Boy, man, we made up every time we got into a fuss. It was like, come down here, baby. And I want to have a whole camp of baseball team. So we gotta get busy. And grandma used to say, you better get that out your mouth. You know me saying that. You know that's out of place with grandma. I'm like, you making it look good, See, but it don't look that good when all them kids over there talking about, you ain't got no food. We gotta go out there and we gotta go slaughter. We gotta go milk a cow. We gotta go out there and get our food. And we gotta go out there and eat that possum. Yeah, we eat what we gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of y'all. Can't just take one chicken and it's gonna feed like all of y'all, cause y'all was back in the day. My grandma used to say they take it down low, man. We get them have hogs, have pigs and all that, but you couldn't go without that, man. You had a farm to take care of, duties and I don't know if I was ready for that life, but I had to understand that I was, babied a lot. Rest of them talking about like, why are you so special? Because grandpa taught me what I need to know and what I want to listen to, and then if I didn't want to listen, I went my butt back home. I got common sense on that.